Today we are starting this, the Mayor of the Casterbridge. Okay. Now this is the first lesson, the auction and the silent couple. We are talking about the silent couple. It was a late summer evening at the beginning of the 19th century. This story is which century? 19th century, yes. A young man and a woman were approaching the large village of Prairie. They are going to reach where? In the village. What is the name of the village? Wedding prayers. In Wessex, in the upper Wessex. They were on foot and the woman was carrying a child. Okay? You understand this? How they were going? They were going on? They were on foot. Very good. The man had a fine, strong figure and his face was stern and dark. The man had a fine, strong figure, means the man was looking very, look wise, he was looking very healthy person. And his face was stern and dark. His face was hardness. Hardness was on his face, not the softness, hardness. And dark means that he was looking very tired. This here dark doesn't mean black. Here it means that he was tired. Due to tiredness, his face was looking dark. His clothes were made of cotton cord material, and his clothes were made of cotton cord material. What type of cotton cord? Cotton cord is a rough material, and usually the farmers wear such type of material. This is, you can just touch it and feel this is rough, and it is a cord type material. Whereas this one is very soft. This normally all the people wear such type of clothes. You can see. Touch it, touch it. It is soft and it is rough. I think now you understood the cotton cord material. Yes. The sort that farmers wear, and his head was covered with a straw hat. A straw hat is just like rough material. It is also the farmers wear. They make this with the hay. Dry hay होती है, dry hay. With the help of the dry hay, they make the hat like this. This is cone type, and these are all the hay, dry hay, dry hay, and they wear it. They wear such type of hat. He carried a basket on his back. Out of the top of the basket could be seen some hay cutting tools. He was carrying a basket on his back, and from that basket, the tools can be seen. I can show you this also by drawing like this. This was the basket. This was the basket, and the tools were coming. He was carrying this basket at the back, and from this, the tools were can be seen. These are the tools. Okay. Such type of tools were there. Such type of tools were can be seen from the basket. So this was showing that he know the work of hay. Hay. He was farmer. These were hay cutting tools. His steady measured walk. Steady measured walk means the way he was taking the steps showed that he was a skilled countryman. And he was very confident that it means that he was very good in his work. Yes. This shows this thing. What was strange about this couple? The strange thing was that the silence between them. Usually, when husband and wife they walk, they talk together. But this couple was not talking together. They were just quiet. The man was reading or pretending to read. Don't know the farmer know how to read or not. He was educated or uneducated. But maybe he is pretending. Maybe he is reading. Nobody can say this. But he was reading something. A song was printed on a sheet of paper, and he was reading the paper. The woman clearly his wife, and the way they were talking, they were walking together. it shows that they were husband and wife, behaved as if she were alone except for the child. She, she was looking that she is alone, only the child with her, but not the husband with her. The only sound was an occasional whisper. Occasional, sometimes the lady used to talk to the child like this. This is called whispering. When you say something in the ear of anybody, or not very quietly you talk, this is called whispering to the child. And the tiny girls reply, and the children, when the mother talks to the child, so they so it means that she was replying something. Actually she was not replying, she was just showing, she was making sounds, taking out the sounds, but it was looking that she is replying to the mother. The young woman's face was not beautiful. She was not a beautiful lady, although the way she looked down sideways to the little girl when she was looking her girl, and side pose was looking very beautiful and pretty. But as she walked slowly on, silently thinking, she had only the hard, dull expression of hopelessness. She was looking very silly. The expression was that she is a silly and she don't know anything. She is very simple and like this. She stared straight ahead most of the time. She was just looking straight, bus, not left, not right, nothing. She was just going straight and her face was in front. She stared straight ahead most of the time and showed little interest in what she saw. And whatever she was looking in the way, she was not showing any interest to that. For a long time, there was no sound at all. For a long time, there was no sound at all, except the voice of a bird singing an old evening song. The birds always, once in the morning they sing, and one at the evening. Huh. Then, as they came closer to the village, a lot of different shouts and noises began to reach their ear. And when they were just about to reach the village, so lot of voices were coming. So this was very strange. Voices were different shouts, different noises. It's noise, but not only the noise, but there were some people were making noise, some are shouting or just laughing and like this. When the first house of wedding prayers could finally be seen, the family group met a farm labor coming towards them. And when they reached the first house of the wedding, then what happened? They saw a labor coming. The husband looked up from the song sheet. He was just looking at the song sheet. So he just looked up and asked the laborer, "Is there any work for the haymaker?" He said, "No." Yeah? He pointing to the village with a wave of his piece of paper, with a wave. Wave means like this. Okay? Anything for a haymaker? Any work? Any job? The labor had already begun shaking his head. There's nothing like that near wedding prayers at this time of the year. We don't have any work over here. Then, is there a house for rent? Okay, there is no work, but can you help us in finding the house? A small new cottage just built, or something like that, asked the first. The labor said, "Pulling down is what happens here, not building. What happens here? Is there only on the ground and though no building can be seen? What is this?" 5 houses were cleared away last year. Last year, they have, the government or whoever, they have demolished the houses, and last year and three this year. Up is 5 houses last year and 3 this year. That's how things are made in prayer. The haymaker nodded, looking towards the village. He continued. It is not written, but I think this sentence shows that they have cleared that place to just to hold the fair for the fair. The haymaker nodded, looking towards the village. He continued. There is something going on here, isn't there? Isn't there? There is something going on because the noises are coming. So what is that? Yes, it's a fair day. Though what you hear now is only the noise of the fairground taking the money of the children and fools. Because the fair has finished now. The real business was done much earlier. Only now the fools and the innocent children, they were in the playground. Playground or fairground,
Yes.
only those.
The auction, the silent couple. It was a late summer evening at the beginning of the 19th century. A young man and a woman were approaching the large village of Warden Priors in Upper Wessex. They were on foot and the woman was carrying a child.
Now stop. Which century was this?
It was a 19th century.
Okay. Who were going to the village?
The man and the woman.
Good. Where they were going? What was the name of the village?
They were going to the Warden Priors
Very good.
in the Upper Wessex.
Okay. How they were going?
They were on foot.
Very good. Now read it from here.
The man had a fine, strong figure and his face was stern and dark. His clothes were made of cotton cord material, the sort that farm workers
What
wear.
type of a man was he?
The strong figure and the stern,
Strong figure means what? He was
strong,
looking health-wise, healthy.
Healthy.
Yes, the correct
strong,
word is
healthy,
strong means healthy he was looking. His face was stern and dark. What do you mean by stern?
stern and dark means
I told you, yes.
tired. He
Tired.
was tired.
Darkness showed tiredness, and stern means there was no softness on his face.
There
It
was
means-
hardness.
Very good. His clothes, now we start from here.
His clothes were made of cotton cord material and sort that farm workers wear, and his head was covered with a straw hat.
Yes. Straw hat means I told you before also
Yes.
that it is just dry hair. They make the hat with the dry hair.
Dry hair.
Okay. Now,
He
and
carried a basket on his back. Out of the top of the basket could be seen some hair cutting tools. His steady, measured walk showed that he was a skilled countryman.
how can you see that he is a skilled countryman? How can you understand this?
His measured walk.
His major walk. Major walk means it was the way he was taking the steps
Yes.
with full confidence. It
Yes.
means that. Yes. Now
What
start.
was strange about this couple was the silence between them. The man was reading or pretending to read a song.
What was the strange thing between the wife and the husband?
The strange thing that was they were silent,
They were not talking together.
not talking together.
The man was
The man was reading or pretending to read
or pretending.
Pretending.
Say properly, pretending.
a song printed on a sheet
Yes.
of paper. The woman
Clearly
his wife,
Yeah.
behaved as if she were alone except for the child
Yeah.
she carried. The only sound was an occasional whisper on
Occasion means any? Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay.
whisper of the woman to the child
Yes.
and the tiny girl's reply. The young woman's face was not beautiful, although the way she looked down sideways to the little girl made her quite pretty.
Quite pretty.
Quite pretty.
Yes. The young woman, was the woman beautiful?
Yes. No.
She was not beautiful. But when she was looking beautiful? When she was looking at
Then
the girl.
at-
At the
she
girl.
was sideways.
Sideways. The side pose,
Yes,
the side pose was very beautiful. Yes, no? Okay.
Um,
ठीक है, okay. But
But as she walked slowly on silently, thinking her face, she
had only the hard
had only the hard, dull expression
of the hopelessness.
of the hopeless on her face. She stared ahead most of the time and showed little interest in what she saw.
She was not. She was active when she was looking here and there, or she was going straight.
She was going straight.
Was she looking here and there?
No.
Good.
For a long time there was no sound at all, except the voice of a bird singing an old evening song.
Yes.
Then as they closer to the village, a
Closer
lot.
to the village means they are approaching near the village.
Yes.
Now, come on.
Closer to the village, a lot of different shouts and noises began to reach their ears.
Yes.
When the first house
What do you mean? What do you mean by this? If the noises begin to reach their ears means what?
the
They were
noises
listening.
of laughing
Yes,
and
yes.
shouting.
Very good.
When the first houses of wedding prayers could finally be seen,
Huh.
the family group met a farm
Yes, coming.
laborer coming towards them. The husband looked up from his song
Song
sheet.
sheet. Yes.
Any work here? He asked, pointing to the village with a wave of his piece of paper.
Yes.
Anything for a haymaker? The laborer had already begun shaking his head. There is nothing.
Shaking his head means what? He was
Meaning,
saying yes or no?
no.
Very good. There's
There's nothing like that near wedding prayers at this time of the year. Then is there a house for rent? A small new
what is the
cottage.
second question he asked? First he asked about the job.
Job.
Then
Second, he asked about the rent of house.
about
Rent
the
and
house for a rent. About the house for a rent. A small new cottage.
small
What type
new
of a house?
A small new cottage.
Good.
Just
build-
built or
huh.
something like that.
Good.
The first. The
The
laborer said, pulling down is what happens here. Not building 5 houses were cleared away last year, and and there and 3 this year.
Huh.
That's how things are in wedding prayers.
They-
The haymaker nodded, looking towards.
Nodded means what?
Nodded, mean yes.
Huh.
Looking towards the village, yes.
He continued.
He continued, there is something going on here, isn't there? Yes, it's fair day.
What?
So
What did he ask? The farmer.
the farmer said, if
What did the farmer ask?
here's something,
What is going on? What are the noises there?
yes.
They were. He was
What is going on?
actually he was asking about the fair.
Yes.
What type of noises are going on? Yes. No, okay.
Yes, it's fair day. So what you hear now is only the noise of the fairground. Talking the money,
Taking the money
taking the money of children
and fools.
fools.
What do you mean by children and fools?
Children and fools.
Children are innocent.
Children
and,
are innocent
they also
and
are,
small.
yes.
The real business was done much earlier.
Means the fair was
Finished.
finished. Now only the fools and innocent children were sitting.
Yes.
Okay. Now the affirmative tense we will study afterwards. Okay.